Ladies and gentlemen, it is happening. It is official. Donald Trump has confirmed an announcement November 15th. So I watched the rally in Ohio. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. Be here tomorrow. I will have 3 live streams tomorrow, people. Huge celebration tomorrow, everybody. Be here to my super chat. I cannot thank you enough, ladies and gentlemen. I can't do this without you. So to my super chat, thank you so very much. I will be here tomorrow 3 different times. So you will see the live streams up on this channel. I'll actually go ahead and set up 3 different live streams. And so be here tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, for sure. But he is, and to my super chat already, Paul Bartlett, I know there's been another super chat. Thank you so very, very much. I cannot do this without you, everybody. So your super chat support is greatly, greatly appreciated. Trump is going to run. It is official. The only thing that you have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do it November 15th. Dr. Evil 814, Our Lady of Blessed Conservatism. Don't fail us now. Exactly. Dr. Evil 814, thank you so very, very much. Thank you, Dr. Evil, as always, starting off along with Paul. The super chat, greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Pony Soldier, also, thank you. I didn't see that. And thank you for being a member, Pony Soldier. Thank you. Brian, exactly. Thank you so much, everybody. Dr. Evil, thank you. To my super chat, I cannot do this without you. American Girl, let's kick this off right. Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is official, American Girl. Dr. Evil 814, it is official. It is official. Trump is running. It is official. It is official that Trump is running. Okay? That is a certainty. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. Okay? There is no doubt that Trump is running in 2024. If you had any doubt, even I had 1%, 2% doubt. American Girl, Dr. Evil 814, Pony Soldier, Paul Bartlett, even I had a 1-2, D-Rock, hello, even I had a 1-2%. I wasn't 100% sure. But it is official. And also tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, if you know anyone who might enjoy the live streams, share the link to friends and family. Indy Joy, thank you, Indy. Greatly appreciated. Russell Parker, hello. Donnie Danko, hello. Indy, thank you so very much as always. Cashflow, hello. So he's going to announce, he basically, I listened to most of it and it was very good, Indy. American Girl, Dr. Evil 814, it was a very good speech as always. It's a very good speech. He's a very good speaker. He's a lot better. I think that if the morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats actually heard him speak, many of them would enjoy, like if Bill Maher heard an actual speech, not just tidbits of it or news clips or an edited, compilation of him speaking, or if you actually heard an entire speech, the wonderful, morally superior liberal Democrats, or even people like Bill Maher, who just don't like Trump, but they're not like, they're willing to look at the Democratic Party for what it is. Even though he's a Democrat, he can see, Eric Samurai, hello, he can see Bill Maher, like certain things about the Democratic Party that are corrupt, or that don't make any sense. At least he's more rational than most Democrats. But it is 100% certainty. Jordan B! Winner of this November, America gets a superb turkey dinner. That's right. That's right. It used to be chicken dinner, now it's turkey dinner. Thank you, Jordan B. As always, thank you. Greatly appreciated, Jordan, Indy, everybody here. American Girl, Dr. Evil, thank you. It is taking place, it is happening, and I want to just touch upon something. Dwight Perkins, thank you for being a member. That would be amazing, Dwight, if he announced on the 9th and just threw yet another curveball, yet another, off-speed pitch, because Trump is really good at throwing fastballs. 98 mile per hour fastballs, but the best pitchers, ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, throw the devastating off-speed pitch. So if you heard Trump speak, he's a lot better than people think. He's a lot more like interesting, amusing, funny. I'm not joking when I say this. Like, I'm not being facetious, or like I'm not like being glib, or if I hear Trump speak in a speech, okay, and I listen to, like, if I was going to count how many times I laughed or I found something amusing, there are a lot of Nevada, exactly, knuckleball. There are a lot of comedians nowadays, like the best comedians, whether it's like Richard Pryor or Cat Williams or Dave Chappelle or Robin Williams or Don Rickles. The best comedians are all like, 10, 15, 20 years ago, okay? Or 5, they're a while back. Comedians nowadays, if I listen, like I want to see like a young comedian, and I'll go and like, oh, okay, that person has like 500,000 views in a comedy segment or whatever, and I won't even laugh. I'll listen. Like, comedy nowadays, it's not really, some of it's funny, but I don't really, like, it doesn't resonate with me. But I listen to Trump, I laugh all the time. Kevin Duder, hello. That's right. Kevin, yay, Kevin, hello. I'll listen to Trump. If you listen to Trump throughout an entire speech, you will laugh more than most comedy specials today. Like, comedy specials in 2022 and Trump's, like the average Trump rally speech. Red Skelton, yeah, he was fantastic. The average Trump speech is funnier and more amusing. Sam Kinison, love Sam Kinison. Love Sam Kinison. But like, Trump has a way of speaking, and he has a way of speaking that's hilarious, and he does tell the truth more often than not. The people who lie the most are journalists who have it out for Trump. Now, if you look, the New York Times, look at on the bottom right. Exactly, Joshua. If you look at the bottom right, Trump, DeSantis, New York Times. Trump DeSantis rift grows with dueling rallies and name calling. This is information that misinforms. This should be called information that misinforms. Russell Parker, thank you, Russell. Thank you. Russell Parker, thank you. Now, if you look, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again, Russell. And Jordan, thank you. Kevin, thank you. Love Red Fox. Legend. Love Red Fox. But if you look at the New York Times and you read that article, you would think that there's a growing rift between Trump and DeSantis. There isn't a growing rift. This is much to do about nonsense. Okay? There's no rivalry between DeSantis and Trump. The reason there's no rivalry is that if they ever competed, if Trump and DeSantis ever competed, okay? If Trump and DeSantis ever competed in a primary, Trump would dominate. DeSantis would do better than anyone else, but he would still be dominated by Trump. He would be steamrolled by Donald Trump. Now, and I like DeSantis. The cool-looking owl. Hello. Exactly. Stop listening. They'll be Trump-tastic. Love Rodney Dangerfield. He would easily, if it was Trump versus DeSantis, all the more moderate, conservatives or Republicans who would just rather have a person who is less caustic or, less controversial. Part of the reason that Trump I mean, could he have been more diplomatic over the years? Yes. But generally, if President Obama or if Bill Clinton or if George W. Bush was treated, I mean, Bill Clinton kind of for a second was treated in it. He wasn't even really treated the way Trump was treated. He just actually. He was in the Oval Office and then, had what, okay, or got what. But so Bill Clinton did that to himself. But if any person had a Steele dossier leveled at them, okay, an entire American media establishment leveled at them, okay, they would react similar to Trump. So one thing, like I watch Bill Maher. Bill Maher has a great channel on YouTube. You should watch it. It's actually pretty good. He has conservatives on there, and it's actually a really good channel. Let me see if I could find it here. It's It's called Club Random Podcast, and it's pretty good. It's very good, actually. He has a bunch of people, some conservatives as well. He has Kid Rock in a bunch of episodes. He has a long interview or discussion with Kid Rock that's fantastic. Okay. And it's just good, really good. But then a couple things like Bill Maher does is he's like, oh, I can't believe you're going to vote for, he's so whiny. He's so whiny, and then he uses another word. And it's like, Trump doesn't whine. He explains that he's being mistreated, which is what you should do. He explains that they're trying to torment him. They don't torment him because he's Trump. If anything, Trump torments them. But he explains that they are trying to go after him. It's very different, for example, than whining. And Bill Maher is very smart, but one of the things I don't understand is, does Bill Maher or do Democrats not realize that when they go after Trump, they are provoking a reaction? You are provoking a response from any human being. Trump is a human being like anyone else. So if you go after him with the entire American political establishment, if you go after Donald Trump with the entire American political establishment, and he actually fights back and gives his 2 cents and says, hey, this isn't fair, what do you think? What do you think's going to happen? Of course, there's going to be a feud between all of media and Trump, or Trump is not going to accept the apoplectic and hysterical coverage of everything he does. Dwight Perkins, exactly. He's a counterpuncher. So they go after him, he defends himself, and they say, oh my God, he's so mean. And it's like poking a bear in a cage and saying, oh my God, he's growling at us. Why is the bear growling? Because you've been poking him for 6 years. What do you expect? He's an orange, gigantic Wolverine or bear or grizzly. Okay? What do you expect? And they take everything out of context. They deliberately lie all the time, and they say Trump lies. Go look up Trump's lies and go look up Biden's lies and just draw a T-chart. Biden lied about getting money from foreign businesses. Trump never did that. Or he did. Yeah, he did. He met with business. He met with Hunter's business associates in the West Wing. He lied about meeting Hunter's business associates. He said he never knew it. So the Democratic response would be, why did Biden lie? What does he have to hide? We need a special counsel. And so if they go after Trump more, wait till Trump hopefully in 2024 gets a special counsel of his own with an attorney general of his own. Because by that time, you will have had a Trump Republican House and Senate. It's going to be a while before Democrats take back control of Congress. Okay? They will lose the House. They will lose the Senate. You have to understand why Trump is better positioned than Democrats. Okay, Donald Trump runs on the same things he's been running on since 2015. Democrats do not. Democrats are trying to run away from defund police, Green New Deal. Who knows what their foreign policy is about other than like absolute catastrophe. They're not even bringing up the climate, the crisis that they claim exists. They're not even bringing that up. They are and they're not. And then like they have to walk back Biden's comments about fossil fuels the other day, right before Pennsylvania. So it's like you have a man who's running on the same things he's been running on since 2015. He's not going to change, and he's not going to change because most people want a safe country to raise their kids, where you can where real wages aren't down 8.5%, where inflation isn't cutting into every single person's pocketbook. People are now making decisions. How do you pay for electricity and clothing and healthcare and food? Okay. How do you pay for rent and electricity and clothing and food when an economy is just where everything's going up in price? That's why I say, like, when I thank you for the super chat and I beg for super chat, I do understand. I tell people for the past year, save your money every single month because the economy is going to get worse. And you know, it's Democrats have done nothing but drive the country into the ground. We are not just not respected. We're not feared by any country, really. We're really not feared by any country. Dave, thank you for watching in England. Thank you, Dave. We don't have to be, like, when they say, like, nobody respected Trump. Oh, look, the United Nations is laughing at him. Well, they're not laughing now. They're all begging for fossil fuels. And he warned them. He said that country that invaded under Biden's watch, oh, yeah, they control Europe's energy. And it's not about I don't want countries to fear us, but adversaries should fear us. I don't think adversaries fear the United States of America with Biden. They don't really. You look at every geopolitical rivalry we have. Every single geopolitical rivalry, it could be China, Taiwan, it could be Europe, it could be North Korea, it could be organizations or countries in the Middle East. Does anyone fear the United States now under Biden? Or maybe fear is a wrong word. Do people actually respect, or are they concerned with any reprisals, or I should say, do we have leverage on the world stage, the same leverage we did? No, we don't. We don't. OPEC basically gave us the you-know-what and said, nah, we're going to go ahead and cut production. We're going to go ahead and cut oil production. They don't care. And then Biden's administration said, oh, you're gonna pay for that. They don't care. What are they going to do? What are we going to do? Our economy is hanging like by a thread. We're on a tightrope in terms of the economy. The market is going up, perhaps because it's expecting Republicans to do a much better job in terms of energy, or prevent Biden from, because Biden will veto anything that Republicans pass, anything substantial. So perhaps the fact that Republicans are there means Biden can't run the country or the economy or foreign policy into the ground even further. Maybe that's why the market's going up. But no, there's no logical reason the stock market keeps going up. We're heading into a serious recession. So there's no logical reason why the market would be going up. But we have 1 out of 4 Americans, and I talked about this in my last, 1 out of 4 Americans will skip Thanksgiving. And then, of course, You have the Democratic Party public relations polls here. Most Americans, but yeah, okay, well, you know what? 75% is, I guess, good. It usually was like close to 100%, but here, 25% of Americans will skip Thanksgiving. You see, that serious? Is making sure Trump doesn't tweet that serious? You have like one of the ladies at The View say, oh yeah, or the ladies at The View say, oh yeah, voting for Trump is voting against your best interest. Voting Democrat is taking your best interests and completely eviscerating them and, you know, chopping them up and not only voting, obliterating them. You are voting against your best interest if your best interest entails making money, having your paycheck go further than it used to, or than it does now. Somebody should tell the ladies at The View that we have 8.5% real wages down. Inflation at 8 to 9%. Inflation for food, rent, and food, rent, and energy far more than 8 to 9%. Energy is like well over, like close to 30% more expensive. So, but these people, like you have people making millions of dollars. They're on TV making hundreds of thousands every year, or millions of dollars every year. What do they care? Democrats generally surround themselves with only other Democrats. They don't have Trump-supporting friends. They've disowned their friends and family who vote Trump. Therefore, they're completely in a bubble. They have no clue what people think of the economy or foreign policy, and they don't care. You have to understand, people who dislike Trump, it's their only focus in life. They don't care about anything else. It's their only focus in life. So, I mean, when people say, well, why would you vote for Trump? He's so polarizing. Trump is not polarizing. People love Trump. He was in music videos. He was in movies. They only didn't like him when he defeated Clinton, or when he could have defeated. When he ran against Clinton, then you had the animus and contempt and disdain because he was a political threat. He was an obstacle. That's it. I agree, Dave. I agree. You have 25% of Americans who will skip Thanksgiving. You have retirement accounts that are down, 20 to 25%? You have real wages down 8.5%, inflation 8 to 9%. The economy will again plunge into a recession in 2023. It won't be the fault of Republicans. They'll be sworn in January of 2023. Lance, hello. So, I mean, you know, Russell, Jordan, Kevin, to my super chat, thank you. Dr. Evil, everybody here, thank you. Indie American Girl, thank you. Pony Soldier, thank you. Paul, thank you. So it's like you have a situation where when people say, well, why would you vote for Trump? You have to ask them, does it mean anything to you that a quarter of Americans will not be celebrating Thanksgiving? It means nothing to the ladies at The View. It means nothing to like Rob Reiner or like, you know, Hollywood celebrities, producers, directors. They don't care. They're good, morally superior liberal Democrats. If you ask Bette Midler what she thought of 25% of Americans skipping Thanksgiving, if you ask Bernie Sanders or AOC, they would just tell you Trump is worse. The morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrat is like an artificial intelligence robot that is programmed to just ignore basic logic and critical thinking skills. What does it mean to the average Democrat that 25% of Americans will skip Thanksgiving this year? What does that even mean? If they try to say it's a global phenomenon, yes, every country adopted the same measures we did, or we adopted the same measures that other countries did. How on earth does that absolve Democrats? It was the measures and the stupid ideas of the past 2 years that Democrats pushed because experts and the morally superior among us wanted that. So they shut down the economy. Now they want amnesty. I mean, it's unbelievable. They ruin people's lives because experts tell them to do so. Like, there's zero critical thinking skills. They have zero grasp of basic logic. They pushed to shut down gleefully the entire American economy. And Trump wanted to open up like within a month, 2 months. All you got from the Washington Post was, Trump. Trump goes against experts saying it's too soon. Can't open up. The experts say it's too soon. They did so they could give you a stimulus check. That's exactly why they did so. They did not do so because it's good for you or to save you or to help you. These people are liars and they care only about political influence and power and clout. And the consensus was completely fabricated, with Twitter banning and suspending anyone who disagreed. And Twitter was used as like a social credit score type thing. If you were banned off of Twitter, then you were generally also banned on other platforms. And Twitter was actively working with the United States government to suppress dissent. And Democrats within the Biden's administration. So Brian, that's good of you. Yeah, I mean, it's like, then you have unemployment will go up, okay? Then Democrats won't have unemployment numbers to say, oh, look at the unemployment numbers. It's like, well, it took 2 years to get to where we were under Trump. It took 2 years to get to where we were under Trump. It took 2 years. That's why the unemployment numbers are low. That's why. I mean, if you look, ladies and gentlemen, it's like red wave. Crime is driving the red wave. Everything is. What started as a red wave is turning into a red ripple. Let's just look at this. Why would this? No. It's going to be how the impending red wave could become a red tsunami. Yeah. You're going to have Pennsylvania, potentially Arizona, go on for days, maybe weeks. But you will have hopefully New Hampshire with Don Bolduc and Laxalt with in Nevada. So you will have you have Laxalt in Nevada. So let's go ahead and Laxalt, Nevada, RCP. So, and if a Republican is up by 2.7 points, because you have media is just, desperate to get any good news for Democrats always. 2.7 points in Nevada, the Republicans doing much better than just, much better than, 2.7. He will win, and we'll find out. See, Nevada is great because because Trump Republicans flipped. So you have Trump Republicans that'll flip a Democratic state. Okay? The thing with Fetterman, and it's an embarrassment, like, if you're even getting close, if it's even close, it's an embarrassment for the country. Justin, hello. So, I mean, if it gets close in Nevada, in Pennsylvania, it's like an embarrassment for the country. Like I say, when Fetterman and Biden speak, you'd have a better chance deciphering whale sounds. Like sonar from like a pod of dolphins speaking to a bunch of whales. See, like, and that's the way Facebook still runs like that, but Twitter, thankfully, won't be like that anymore. So, I mean, we're going to find out. Like, tomorrow is going to be amazing. I mean, be here, ladies and gentlemen, be here tomorrow, and I should have a live stream at around 2, and then another live stream at around 6, and then another live stream at around, like, probably around 11 or so. So, look, it's everything is so slow on YouTube. It is so slow. My God almighty, it's so slow. I just don't, like, people don't realize it. They don't realize that immense change is coming, people. Immense change. Leon, thank you. Immense change is coming. You're going to have Biden impeached in 23. Dwight Perkins! HA, you're the best. Thank you. Thank you, Dwight. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, Dwight. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. I appreciate that very much. And thank you for being a member. Thank you, Eric. Greatly appreciated, Eric. Thank you. We're going to have an Henry, man. Henry! Thank you, Henry. Greatly appreciated, Henry. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're going to have an amazing time tomorrow. Henry, thank you again. We're going to have an amazing, amazing time. Because you got to understand, it's not just Laxalt. It's, Herschel Walker will do very well. Henry, thank you again, as always. So, let's see. Warnock. Walker up 0.6, but if he's up 0.6, and Walker has been, oh my God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the last 5 polls. That's 2 states flipped. 2 states flipped. So even by some, divine intervention, Fetterman wins, and we'll need an interpreter to interpret the interpreter that works with him. You still win, and then you got Baldock. So New Hampshire, that's a fantastic one. I think that Baldock has a good chance to win. I mean, if you're in New Hampshire, you're voting for Maggie Hassan. It's like, do you expect anything different to take place? Henry, thank you again. Janet McGinnis! Thanks for all your hard work. Greatly appreciated, Janet. Thank you so much. I do appreciate your support very much. Thank you, Janet. And thank you for the kind words. Henry and Janet, thank you. Janet, please be here tomorrow. We're going to have such a good time. It's going to be fantastic. I think that, Baldock should do well. Very well. Okay? Walker and Warnock, that's going to be a beautiful victory for a number of reasons. Because Democrats ran a nasty, nasty campaign. Warnock, he's linked to a church that evicts, or a building that evicts tenants while he's getting money as the pastor of a church, something along those lines. He's a pastor who's presiding over a building that evicts tenants, possibly to homelessness. So it's like, and he's being investigated by one group, or by officials in Georgia, or one group in Georgia, because he got a tax break or some kind. He got money. I forget exactly what it was. What's Warnock? Okay, so hold on one second. Warnock evicting tenants. I mean, you look at media, and this is why Trump says they're adversarial. So Warnock and his church accused of evicting low-income tenants. I mean, a typical Democrat. It's the typical hypocritical, morally superior, highly educated Democrat. I shouldn't say that. I should say the typical Democratic politician. So, Janet, thank you again. Greatly, greatly appreciated. So, so if you look, there is a Walker props up the tenants Warnock allegedly evicted. Props up the tenants? Okay. So here's one. Warnock's eviction hypocrisy. So he wanted an eviction moratorium like all Democrats. So the hypocrisy is there. He's being accused. Hold on one second. Okay, so complaint seeks audit of Warnock Church Foundation, Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Let's read here. A charity arm, and so this is how they get away with it. Well, the church wasn't doing anything, but here a charity arm of the church should face an audit for allegedly concealing its ownership in an Atlanta apartment building which houses chronically homeless and mentally ill residents, according to a complaint, from a conservative U.S. Senator Raphael Warnock, who is seeking his senior pastor. He's also named in the complaint. That nonprofit foundation once owned Columbia Tower. Okay, so the for-profit company. The foundation failed to disclose those connections on its federal 990 form, as required, the National Legal and Policy Center complaint. Dwight Perkins! When will you start tomorrow? I will start at around 2 p.m., Dwight. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you for asking. Janet McGinnis, thank you. Dwight, I'll start at around 2 p.m. So, I will have the live streams up tomorrow, so there'll be a live stream for 2 p.m., there'll be a live stream for 6 p.m., and there'll be a live stream for around 11 p.m. or about 10:30 p.m. So, and depending on how awesome everything is, I might do an upload too. But I'll be doing uploads a lot more throughout the next month. Throughout this month. But tomorrow, about 2 p.m., 6 p.m., and 2 p.m., 6 p.m., and like around 10:30 p.m. or 10 p.m. So we'll have a very good time. It'll be pretty S23. Hello. It'll be pretty amazing, ladies and gentlemen. It will be amazing. It will be amazing. So some of the tenants of the apartment building owed relatively small sums of money. One man owed just $28.55. The eviction actions were filed by Columbia Residential, which owns a 1% ownership of the building and manages the day-to-day operations. So Okay. Part of a charity arm of the church that he's a pastor of is linked to evicting people. Okay, so when they say, well, the church did not evict people, yeah, that's true. But that's how they lie and get away with everything. Like an organization or business linked to the church that he knew of evicted people. So. But then again, you're talking about Democrats. All public relations. That's one of the reasons Walker's up. Thank you, Eric. Greatly appreciated. 2 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you, Love Trucks. Greatly appreciated. Dwight, thank you. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to have a good time tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be a fun time. I think the rest of this month will be an amazing time. And the next couple of years will be awesome. You know, I don't think people truly realize it yet, but there's going to be there's already a huge change, but you can see it happening. People are done with Democrats. They're tired. My God, how much chaos and failure can you like? How much like chaos and failure can you accept? I mean, you know, if you continually accept a failed economy, if you continually accept like a completely failed economy, like, you know, you continually accept crime, homelessness, and the commercials for both, like the commercials for Karen Bass and Rick Caruso, especially they're both technically Democrats now, but the lifelong Democrat, they're kind of hilarious. Actually, she doesn't even address, I don't think she even addresses the homelessness issue. But like the Democrats, they're not even running on crime. They're not even running on like crime is rampant. They're not even running on that. They're like, oh, you know, there's a compassionate solution someplace. Well, you've had Democrats run these places forever. I love when Democrats run on issues that they made worse. Like, well, what were you doing the past 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, 20 years? What were you doing? You saw things get worse. It's under your watch. So, you know. This is interesting right here. Favorability ratings. Now, look at this right here, okay? Right here. You have to take this into context, ladies and gentlemen, okay? This is very, very interesting. Take this into context, okay? You have the entire American political establishment leveled at Trump. You have the entire American political establishment propping up Biden. And they have basically the same favorability numbers. And Trump, if you had the same type of media coverage where media doesn't obsess over Trump, accuse him of everything, like treats him like Biden, you would have Trump at like close to 50%. And if they treated Biden the way they treat Trump, you'd have unfavorable at like close to 60 or even 70% with Biden. Every article props up Biden and like doesn't blame him for anything. Certainly doesn't talk about Hunter. I mean, you have to like, it's the New York Post or the Daily Mail, the Federalist. You have the entire American political establishment. Jordan, Trump confirmed that he will announce on the 15th at Mar-a-Lago. So there is a confirmation that he will announce. Didn't announce officially yet today, but so But if you look, it's like, and more people find Trump favorable than the vice president, which is amusing. More people find, Nancy, okay, you know who, the Speaker of the House has a lower favorability rating than Trump. Mitch McConnell has a terrible, Republicans and Democrats don't like him. Nobody likes Mitch McConnell. So, but I mean, you have to look at this. It's like creating, it's like a force of nature, Trump. Trump is like a force of nature. Like, they cannot stop this man. They cannot stop this man. Norman, hello. Build a wall, minus mode. What? Norman, hello. I never really understood the concept of a moat around a castle. I mean, I understand the concept, but like it's not like you have like the pool man come and and put some chlorine in the moat. I don't know. Like how you'd have to have a pretty wide, like an actual. I don't know how maybe I'll look it up. Medieval moats. Put some like alligators or crocodiles there. Donnie, yeah, that's right. Okay. Let's see here. So, red wave. I mean, it's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It is happening. What is going on here? Oh. And then Biden, which is so hilarious, said he's going to, again, do away with, let's see. Democracy is on the ballot. Like, everyone like rolls their eyes at that. Are you serious? You don't even know how to run a functioning primary. Right? Yes. So, so the interesting thing is, Biden also said Biden has a big issue with Manchin. So, you know what? Let's just look at this. Why Biden tapped America's 400 million barrel stockpile? Well, we know why, because his energy policy initially stunk. Biden promises no more drilling. See, this is hilarious. After demanding more drilling, this is exactly why there's going to be a red wave, but also this is exactly why nobody likes Biden. I mean, he has the same favorability numbers as Trump, and the only reason Trump's are like a tiny bit lower is because all of media props up Biden. Everybody understands that media props this man up. Everyone gets that. Except Democrats. Democrats like, oh, Trump is so mean for insulting media. It's like, well, Los Angeles. Like, Trump is so mean for Jordan. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Jordan. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. Greatly appreciated, Jordan. Thank you. Greatly. To my super chat, I cannot thank you enough, people. Thank you, Jordan. Greatly, greatly appreciated, sir. Thank you. Please be here. Everyone, be here tomorrow. I mean, 2 p.m., 6 p.m., and about 10 o'clock p.m. I will have live streams all throughout the day. I think I'll do an upload tonight just to tell everybody what time the live streams are. And no more drilling, just days after demanding more drilling. I mean, he's all over the place. Then he says, I got 2 words for you, man. Made in America. It's like, okay, that's 3 words. I got 2 words for you, man. Made in America. Thank you, Jordan. Greatly appreciated. Dwight, everyone here, thank you. Eric, Samurai, thank you. So it's like Biden promises no more drilling days after he demanded more drilling. I mean, he's all over the place. The man is all over the place. He actually said something amusing today, which was annoying because it was actually amusing. It was actually funny. There was a heckler at one of his events, and he's like, "Oh, don't fall off, man. You look crazy enough to do that." It was kind of funny the way he said it. And I have to give him props for that. It was kind of funny. It was annoying that I actually said, gosh, that was one of the few funny things he said the past 2 years, aside from his energy policy and his foreign policy, which aren't funny. They're tragic and sad. But here, just a day after not exactly apologizing to Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin, can you imagine if Joe Manchin becomes a Republican tomorrow? He's like, oh, by the way, I'm a Republican now. Did you imagine that? And then you have Elon Musk taking control of Twitter. I mean, it's basically the entire Democratic Party apparatus is crumbling before our very eyes. I don't think people really understand that. So then he's like, the Democrats do this all the time. They're like, well, it's price gouging. But we live in a capitalist society. You can charge anything you'd like. Okay, you could charge anything you'd like. So I don't know what their deal is, but they definitely will accept any donation. But God forbid, these oil and gas companies also lost billions, and the supply chain. The supply and demand projections were obliterated 2 years ago because Democrats said, shut down the economy. They ruined people's lives. They ruined so many people's lives, Democrats. They did. They ruined so many people's lives by shutting down and forcing, how many restaurants do you know in your city that no longer exist now? Okay, you didn't have to enforce these shutdowns. You didn't have to say, oh, it's a law that nothing could be open. People could have decided on their own, okay? And let's not even get into the numbers and everything because you can't talk about it. You still really can't, not on this platform. But on Twitter, you'll be able to talk about pretty much anything except impersonate people. So it's like, but they're so used to actually impersonating people and kind of bending laws. Democrats like, whoa, Elon Musk. He's making it so he can't impersonate people. It's like, yeah, there was a person impersonating me on Twitter. And it didn't say parody on the person's name. And I sent 20, 30 messages to Twitter. 30 emails. Actually, my attorney also sent a couple of emails. But it's and then I think they suspended the account eventually, or the account just stopped tweeting. So it's but now if it doesn't say parody, and it doesn't, Elon Musk will ban it. So, I mean, it's just this is basically what you have, and we'll do 6 minutes more, ladies and gentlemen. This is basically what you have with Biden, okay? He wants more drilling. He wants oil from OPEC, but he also needs to pretend that he cares about the climate and there's this big crisis and emergency. So But let's see here. Let's look at... And then DeSantis versus Trump, I really like DeSantis a lot, okay? But he's not Donald Trump. You got to have... Look at the hair. Look at that hair. You got to have Trump back. If anything, for the morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats who don't speak to you anymore, because Trump was a menace to democracy. He gets back into the Oval Office. That will be further confirmation that people lacked integrity, that people succumbed and they were susceptible to a massive propaganda campaign, a massive effort by media and tech and a whole bunch of really disingenuous players to get to stop Trump. The average American, if you look at Trump's platform or his policies or his ideas, and you look at the ideas of the average Democrat, the average American will gravitate towards Trump. The average person around the world will gravitate towards Trump. Because even if you want to say, well, climate is important, hey, Trump's not against that. But he's also, he's against, though, tanking the U.S. economy. So Democrats, after the phrase, oh, it's a crisis, they don't have a plan. They'll just, they'll step into like a little bit of their ideas and then retreat back to being a Trump Republican. Thomas O'Connor! Thank you, Thomas! Thank you! Greatly appreciated, Thomas O'Connor. Thank you so very much. Be here tomorrow. It's here. We're here. Thomas O'Connor. Nick, hello. Thomas O'Connor, thank you so very, very, very much. Thank you so very, 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 very much, Thomas. And to my super chat, thank you. I cannot thank you enough, everybody. I mean, it is going to be really beautiful tomorrow. We're going to have, it's going to be a paradigm shift, a sea change. Things are going to be very different. Okay, the fact that Biden can't get things through Congress will be better for the country. The Inflation Reduction, nothing he did, nothing he passed helped the country. The economy is worse. The economy is worse. It gets worse every day. Thomas O'Connor, thank you. Janet will. It will be awesome. Watch Nevada. We'll be watching Nevada because Nevada, I don't think will be close. Mijo, hello. Thank you, Mijo. Thank you. Thomas O'Connor, thank you so very, very much, as always. I think people are a little bit too cautious. Like, Brian, I understand. I'm cautious too, but I just think that I don't think people truly understand the philosophical, or in terms of political philosophy, the entire country will get more conservative. And I say this as a former left-leaning, progressive, liberal, whatever you want to call me, whatever I used to be, because those names don't really mean anything now. You have progressives voting for Clinton. What does that even mean? But the country is going to, because conservatives now are not the moralists that Democrats are. Like, when Democrats led in the Lincoln Project, it was the kiss of you-know-what. It was their demise. The never-Trump Republicans who would get retweeted 1 trillion times, like you'd have to be a complete imbecile to retweet like a neoconservative or a Lincoln Project person and then call yourself a good, morally superior liberal. These are the same people who pushed for the Cheney-Rumsfeld, Bush-Cheney-Rumsfeld foreign policy. You have when the Lincoln, think about this for a second. The Lincoln Project and AOC and Bernie Sanders vote for the same political side. Think about that. I think eventually, love trucks, eventually. Dwight Perkins, 2230. Yeah, that's probably the case. That's probably the case. Thomas, thank you again. Thank you, Thomas. You have AOC, Bernie Sanders, and the Lincoln Project on the same political side. Think about that for a second. Paris, awesome. Does that make any sense to you? Thomas, thank you again. To my super chat, I want to thank you. I cannot do this without you. Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense? Does it make any sense at all, ladies and gentlemen? How can you have Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld Republicans voting alongside Bernie Sanders and AOC? How does that make any sense at all? And, I mean, getting really quickly before we go, Thomas, thank you. Everybody here, thank you so very, very much. Janet, thank you so very much. When you look at Trump DeSantis, there is no feud. There's no rivalry. There's no contest. There's no competition. If there ever were to be a competition, Trump would easily defeat DeSantis. There's nothing much that DeSantis or anyone could say about Trump that wouldn't be completely fake and, sensationalized news. What are they going to say? He worked with Russia? No, he didn't. He didn't have a good economy? What are they going to say? He's polarizing? Well, Democrats will do that. It's different from like when Bernie Sanders said, I have enough of hearing about our emails. It's like, oh my God. Trump doesn't have like an email server with top secret intel, okay? Like he doesn't have like, CJ, I think the Carter years were worse. The 70s in general, I think, were worse, but we're getting there, unfortunately. Maybe if you combine foreign policy, it's worse, but thank you, Tammy. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. But people, be here. I will have an upload in about a couple of hours. And Mad Cow Mark, hello. Be here tonight, everybody, in a couple of hours. I am going to have an upload on Trump confirming. So he confirmed his thank you, Dwight. He confirmed his decision to announce on the 15th. So, and I listened to the whole thing tonight. It was interesting. But he's probably going to have a big, he's kind of going to have a big production. He'll have a big production. Boru, hello. He'll have a big production in Mar-a-Lago on the 15th. We will have, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of fun tomorrow and the next day and through the counting, because the counting will only end in a Republican victory. Let's put it that way. Peter, I don't think that'll happen this time. Dave, everybody here, thank you so very much. Everybody here, to my super chat, thank you so much. Thomas, Jordan, Dwight, Janet, Henry, Dwight, Russell, Kevin, Jordan B., Indy, Joy, American Girl, Dr. Evil 814, Pony Soldier, and Paul Bartlett. God bless everybody here. Thanks, everybody. Big day tomorrow. Be here 2 p.m. tomorrow Pacific. 2 p.m. Pacific tomorrow, everybody. We'll start it off. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening. Watch the upload in about 1-2 hours. Thanks, everybody. Check the channel also and tell your friends about this channel, people. We're only about 500 away from 200,000 subs. So if you have any 500